In the last episode of Sailing Carolina, I was at my idyllic anchoring location behind the State Port Terminal in Morehead City. I'm going to transition away from there up north to a place called Adams Creek. Now, Adams Creek runs between Beaufort and the Neuse River and the mouth of the Pamlico Sound. So it's a little bit of a hike, but not too bad, and I did get a little bit of sailing. One of the places I like to stop for anchoring is at this Cedar Creek Marina. It's a little stop right as you get on Adams Creek, and then have lunch. You can sit there and watch the boats go by and then resume your trip, because this is a little boring. There's generally not very much wind in these tight areas. Sometimes when you get up closer towards the Cedar Creek area, you'll pick some up, and that's where I'm planning on anchoring tonight. Is a place called Cedar Creek. At Cedar Creek, from there it's just a short jaunt right across the river and into Oriental. So I actually ended up anchoring and staying overnight at this Cedar Creek Marine location. You can see the marina, the boatyard basically behind me here. The masts are sticking up, and then there's some dockage over to my port side. But what's happening here is I'm pulling the anchor in, and I'm pulling the boat into some pretty shallow water. It's probably 2.5 feet where that grass is, and I'm gonna get stuck here, unfortunately. The wind's just blowing me right into the shallows, and then I have to get it out, stick her in reverse, churn up some mud, get it off. But all is well in the end, and I do get it done. So with that mini crisis averted, continue on my way up the Adams Creek, and I do get a little bit of sail up here in a few seconds once I'm clear of the dirt and in the middle of the channel. So another thing besides getting the sail out is sometimes you have to get the sail back in. I've got cutter stay up front, so when my jib's out and I don't have the staysail flying, I've got to roll up the jib when I get a direction change in the wind, or if I have to adjust my course, so that the sail doesn't get stuck on the stay. Good times. Yep, motor sailing, if you call it that, I guess, against wind. Well, not against wind, really no wind, but against current. Not the best time, but make do with what you got. And better than not having anything up. Okay, an uneventful night in the Cedar Creek anchorage, Cedar Creek, which isn't too bad. The bugs did get a little bit rough because I had a little light on the back of the boat and not much wind. Early part of the evening got pretty buggy, so I've got bug screens and I've got a netting over my companionway hatch. It's not foggy out actually as I get going here. It's a little bit of condensation inside the GoPro case, between the lens and the case, and I just can't get it out. Something I'll be on the lookout for in the future, along with new camera placements. That's coming, because I know you guys are getting tired of this angle. I sure am. All right, coming up on the entrance to Oriental now. A couple sailboats out here. So they call this the sailing capital of North Carolina, and it's clear to see why. All you see is masts and people sailing around here. Small town to draw such a big sailing community. A lot of good places to get your work done on the boat, and that's part of the reason why I'm here, but also it's a cute place and very relaxing. On the river, never gets too rough out here. Well, that's not quite true, but it's a good shelter. It's a good shelter when you're making ocean crossings. A lot of people will stop in here just to say they did it, if nothing else. There's quite a few little boats out today. Nice breeze. If my wind speed indicator is correct, which I'm not sure it is, got about 12 knots. 11 to 12 knots. I got to start steering a little bit better here. I'm going to miss my mark. What's funny about this is it's a pretty lackadaisical wind day. I mean, 10 knots gusting maybe, but as I start to get near the land, maybe because of the land effect, I start experiencing more of a broad, you know, the wind's coming at me on my port side now from about 3 o'clock, 9 o'clock, and it's getting a little bit stronger, which is interesting because I was just humming along doing almost nothing prior to this. And I think when I get right towards the entrance to the creek, I start having to tighten up everything a little bit and capture some of that power. Doesn't matter if you're out there piloting a 50-footer or a 12-footer, harnessing the wind. This is just amazing. This is your birthright. This is the reason why the world exists today the way that it does. And you know, if nothing else, if you don't take the deeper philosophical view of this, then just being outside in the weather and listening to the wind in the sails, man, it's just beautiful. What can you tell? What can I tell you? Just a little note for anybody who hasn't been in here: as you come into Smith Creek towards Oriental, the town, you're in the channel. That last right red there before you hit the jetty, make sure you're sticking close to that, especially if you're going to turn port side to go into Pecan Grove. There's channel markers that will lead you in there. Don't try to cut through there, and you'll see just how small this anchorage really is when you get in there. I've got some other photos of it, but it's pretty tiny, so be on the lookout. You follow this long line of markers into Pecan Grove if that's where you're headed. I've got to slip there because I'm getting some work done at Deaton Yacht, so they've got guest slips over there. But if you head to the right-hand side, town dock, around the jetty or the anchorage or the marina there, just like I said, stick close to that last right red marker. Okay, ordinarily I'm not on top of things and I don't film myself docking myself, but here I am. I haven't been in here before. I think I've spotted where I want to go and grab the bow line. So I've got both lines in my hand, and I waited for this guy that just passed me to get around me so that he could be clear of my right-hand turn here. Now the key here is always just to get off the, pull up on the dock and get off the boat as fast as possible to get these lines tied around something. There's a nice, I don't know what this is. I think it's a Beneteau, really nice 38 footer that's going to be sitting next to me. There are pilings between us, but you know, my boat's so small I could probably go in between the pilings and kiss him if I'm not careful. And I think the wind is blowing me towards him, if I remember. But it's not too bad. It's pretty calm. A lot calmer than it was getting out of here, which I don't think I did film, unfortunately. But the reverse kind of procedure is what I did. You know, I back out. I walked the boat all the way back out, past all the pilings to the last little spot where I could still get on it, and then I cut loose and hit reverse, and the wind blew me right past the pilings and out into the channel, no problems. But this was a pretty easy one. Look, it's just a few $1,000s worth of damage if you mess up, or having your boat up against somebody else's boat or the dock and looking, you know, a little foolish. Not like it doesn't happen to everybody, but hey, always best to be avoiding anything like that. In any kind of real weather, I mean, I just can't dock by myself. I've got to have help. Or if the position that I'm trying to get into is like stern first, or you know, sort of a parallel parking job, then I've generally got to have help. I just don't have enough hands to do it. I can't span the distance, even though my boat's pretty small. Maybe if the water and the wind were not moving at all, I could do it, but when's that ever happen? We've arrived in Oriental, but there was so much to do that I actually have 2 more episodes at least of Oriental, things that I think you might be interested in if you're coming here. So please stick around, like and subscribe. I'd love to see you back. And now, on the next episode of Sailing Carolina, we're going to look at all things Oriental. Places to go, eat, hang out, have fun, and just generally relax while you're here. So like and subscribe, hit the bell, and I'll see you again.